Well, YouTube's on it tonight, then. That's unusual. Now if I can figure it out.
Waiting for Woodburn. Yep. Now everyone is commenting on my phone, and you're probably
Yeah, I was going to mention that too. First of all, let me get this started. We're live. I've got Tracy Arnold from the YouTube channel Bigfoot Sasquatch Outlaw. We're going to try to do this live, but my Wi-Fi is a little bit iffy tonight during the rain. So there's that. And I can't find my proper holder. But anyway, we're going to try it. We're going to do it, ain't we?
That's right.
Okay.
Let me turn my phone down.
Yeah, but you can turn the your messenger. You can turn off the notifications or whatever. I was going to tell you that whenever you did your video today.
Right. Oh, I didn't have it on airplane mode. I meant to do that before it wouldn't get a phone call.
Well, I messaged you once because I thought maybe you had another device or whatever. But
yeah. Yeah. Don't. I wished it did. I wished I did have another phone that worked, but that's the only one I had. It worked at the time because this one only works at the Wi-Fi at the house, so kind of messed up.
It happens.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get this phone a little bit better. How many we got in chat now?
Oh, let's see. Let's see. Yally down under.
Yeah.
Wyoming. 57.99. Tim First. Pam. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm back over there now. I think I got my phone a little bit better. How's everybody doing tonight? I've got Tracy Arnold on here, Bigfoot Sasquatch Outlaw. If y'all haven't checked out his channel, check it out. He did something very cool today. Very cool. He, what'd you do? Tie your phone up to a tree or somehow tie it to a tree?
I actually started a live feed on my cell phone, and I had a piece of wire, wire fence tie, and I looked at the phone and said, "Okay, guys, I'm gonna tie y'all up." So I started tying up the phone and got in behind it, and kind of had to play with the focus for a little bit. But I had it tied up about 5 foot into the tree, looking at like 6 different trails, pretty much. And I just left it. I mean, I had to go to work, and I left it. And I think it ran for an hour and 30-something minutes. But now I've got a box set up with what you call a halo, and I'm going to try to put that to use the next time I do it, so my phone won't go dead until I get back, and it'll still be running. So.
Right. Yeah, that was a good idea. I liked it.
Yeah, it's cool. I know some of y'all heard some things going on too. So.
Yeah, I see Sissy's in the room now. She was there. I listened to about an hour,
awesome.
hour and 20. And
wow.
But yeah, she actually sent me a bunch of timestamps I need to send to you, which I copied the whole chat and sent it to you. I figured out that you can do that.
The chat, that was cool. I seen the things that was going on, so that was very, very cool. There's Patricia and Slausson's here.
Yeah, whenever you go live, it'll start streaming down here, and then it'll count the minutes until you get to an hour. And once you go over an hour, it don't do it anymore. So.
Right.
Oh well.
Wow. Yeah.
But that was very cool, man. I thought that was a great idea. I wish I could do that around here, but my live feed just don't get it. Plus, the data charges would kill me anyway.
I'm gonna hate to see mine, but I think it was worth it. It gave people to go. This is kind of the way I look at it. I found the foot track. The foot tracks up on top of the ridge, just right up above where I put the camera. And next time I'm going to try to go on in a little. I'm going to try to get up there to the very top. It takes probably 35 minutes to actually hike in there. I mean, it ain't a very hard hike, but just where I've been sick and trying to build myself back up to, walking up the mountain again.
Yeah, these mountains will gut you, won't they?
Yeah, the colds and the bugs will get you. And plus, this past week I've had an ear infection real bad, and deaf in one ear and can't see out the other. But next time I'm gonna try to take it all the way up to the top, and it should have better signal there. And I'm gonna try to leave it up there, and possibly be after dark when I go back to get it. So maybe we could do a live feed out in the dark too. You know, that's one of my goals too, is to.
Oh God, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's gonna be kind of hard.
I thought about doing a camping live, but you know, I'd have to go somewhere where you get good signal to do it. I couldn't do it here, but
yeah.
I totally thought about doing that.
Yeah, but I know there's Sasquatch in that area. I figured I'd give everybody an opportunity to go squatching and look into the area while no one was around. You know, that's kind of like the deal was. And I appreciate, you know, everyone here. I know that actually watched it. And if you hadn't checked it out, check it out. It's pretty cool. The live chat is gone. But, you know, comment on the bottom and tell me what you see or hear. You know, I'd love to hear all of it. I know there's several messages that came to me. I hadn't checked yet. Of course, I've been kind of busy, see.
Right. But, so what was the deal you was telling me about YouTube? Maybe you want to throw that out there?
Of course, you know, if you want to start, you know, if Woodbooger Farm, Rick wanted to start a paid channel, he can do it. He's got 2,000, I think it's 200 subscribers. I just counted a little bit ago. And I'm sure with the live feeds you have and the good videos you have, the people you got behind you watching your videos, I'm sure you've got the watch time minutes to start your own paid channel. But in my case, I've been in it for quite a while. I've been in research for over 5 years. I've had multiple encounters with the eye shines, a face-to-face encounter with the Sasquatch at 24 feet. And I've actually, you know, been in locations where I have feared for my life and got out. So, you know, I've been in the field looking for, you know, Sasquatch and documenting Sasquatch and tracks and different people's sightings too. I've actually went out and done numerous people, talking to people about their sightings in the areas that they've had their sightings in and encounters, such as rock throwing.
And you're in the Blue Ridge Mountains, right?
Actually, I'm on the side of Whitfield that has the Appalachian Trail.
Okay, close to that. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so I'm really close to there. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you ever get on Google Earth and just check it out and look around, but man, there's just so many places for boogers to go in these mountains. I mean, and you know, the Appalachians are huge. They run all up and down the country.
Yes. But on the YouTube thing, the reason I am so determined to get the monetization back after February the 20th, monetization for my channel for where it stands right now is not good. I'm not going to have it. But the reason I wanted the monetization on my channel was to put fuel in the Jeep and be able to go to these places that have the sightings, that have you know, a little further out from where I live. That's like just like this. If Rick wanted me to come out and, you know, go boogering with him or something like that, you know, I would have a little bit of money put back into the savings through this, what I'm doing right, you know, what I'm doing through my YouTube, to go travel a little bit and to go talk to these people that have this much activity going on. And, you know, it costs money to booger. I mean, I've got, 5 years' time, I've got probably 8 to 12 game cameras, 8 that are functional. I've got, I think, 11 audio recorders. And,
wow.
I mean, I had probably 30 pounds of plaster of Paris at one time. That is called. You know, I mean, it takes money to put into this. And plus, you know, the video camera, I got like a $200-some video camera that goes out. And, of course, the GoPros I didn't have to pay for because, you know, Daniel with ECBRO, he actually sent me one because he got some funding one time that, you know, he helped out. He gave me one. of year, it's just like you, where you're at, Rick. They don't leave, it looks like. You know, they may be on a different ridge in a different holler, another mountain over from you or something. They move around your property, but they always come back to a certain point, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But around here, where the population is up, you know, they have to constantly move over a bigger area. They have to avoid people. You know, they have to go to these places that don't hold a lot of people at this time of year. Like hunting season comes in, they're gone. They're nowhere to be found. They go deeper than, I don't know where they go exactly, but they hunker down pretty good because during hunting season, it ain't very often you ever hear anything. But yeah, I mean, I have seen weird things during hunting season or at the beginning of it. But after that, it seems like it just shuts down. But one of the things I see a lot of is, you know, from my research, is a lot of things happen when you're not expecting it. And after two or three weeks of not seeing anything, I'll move on to another location. And then I'll eventually find it. That's why, you know, I'm not always posting, you know, pictures. I'm not always posting I'm not always finding tracks. I'll be honest with you, that's my 34th track I've ever found. But it has been probably 2.5 to 3 years since I've found any tracks. So, I mean, it's just a toss up in the air, just like you were saying about putting out the cell phone. It's just a toss up in the air where you're going to be at and if you're going to see something.
Yeah, it's a shot in the dark.
Yeah.
But, man, I really think there's something to these phones and leaving them out like that they don't seem to mind. Maybe, I'm not sure what it is about the phones. I don't know if it's maybe where they don't use the IR or what I honestly think, and, you know, I have no way to prove this, and I could be totally wrong about it, but is the phones are already on. A lot of times, like whenever I go boogering, I'll have my recorder, my camera on before I stop the vehicle and get out and look. And so I don't know if they can sense the electricity or hear it come on or hear it, you know, whatever. But, like, you know, my opinion on game cams, I use them to keep them away from the house, and they work pretty good for that. But I think that they can hear those cycling, or like you was talking about a while ago, you camouflage the pink purse out. I think if you left it pink, I think they get curious about things, and they'll come and poke it with a stick or whatever. And but I mean, they're curious. Like, look at Snow White Bigfoot and all her gifts and stuff. They like these different colors and all that. Maybe find you a blue purse and go with it there. So.
But you know, Rick, like you were just saying, you know, about the cameras around your house, you know, you realize that, you know, they don't smack your house. They don't come nowhere near your house no more.
Well, they started in on the front side a couple of weeks ago. But that's because the cameras don't cover there, though. So, and yeah. But they're not peeking in my windows. That's what I don't like, man. Them peeking in the daggum windows. That's creepy.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, there's a guy you know now, I think. He was on one of the things I did one night, New Year's night. If you remember that. He lives right here in Wythe County.
Uh-huh.
And he's having similar things to what you're having. And he could be sitting there watching TV and look up and see eyes looking through the window watching TV behind him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It happens a lot, and that's one of the reasons I even started my channels, because, you know, it's happening here. I wanted to share it with other people and, you know, learn off of other people where it's happening at their house and let people know that, yeah, it does happen.
Yeah.
There could be things going on at somebody's house. Dude, it took me a couple years to figure out what in the heck was going on. You know what I mean? It wasn't until I found that first track that I thought, oh, man, what is going on? Who in the world's messing with me, or what's wrong with this place?
Right. That's it. Hey, can I give a shout out?
Yeah, dude. Do what you
if you
want.
look on your chat, Kimmy the Sorta, Vermont Bigfoot Research. You can talk to those guys about an encounter we had in the Shenandoah Valley back in 2014 with the first annual ACBR Bigfoot outing. of us witnessed the eye shine and the movement behind the trees, the swaying back and forth with the eye stand level. And I believe that's, I know what we seen that night had been multiple Sasquatch. I think there was about 3, 4, maybe 5 in the area, but I recall seeing possibly 4 creatures, 4 of these Sasquatch in one night on one trip. I mean, I thought that was amazing. We weren't hoaxed because the next morning we found out the range of the creatures were anywhere from 6.5 foot tall to 7 and 8 foot tall. So I mean, they were some pretty big, pretty tall figures that had eyes off the ground that far.
Yeah, well, they travel together, dude. And I know for, pretty much for a fact that they live in groups, in clans or whatever.
Oh, wow.
Like here, I've got anywhere from 6 to 8 that live in this, my local clan.
Right.
And that's just from finding different size footprints all in 1 year. And they're, I don't think that included the alpha male.
Right.
Because I never did find a really, really ginormous track.
Cool. Well, I mean, that's funny. I've only found one enormous track, and it was probably within the first year of me searching.
Yeah.
And it was the 21-inch track. It was 10 inches wide at the ball of the foot or behind the toes.
Good night.
And that was the largest print I'd ever found.
How long was it?
Huh?
How long did you say it was?
It was a 21.25-inch track.
Oh, that's a beast.
And it was like 10 to 10.25 inches wide just behind the toes. And I remember it just plain as day. I didn't even get a picture of it because the cell phone I had was one of them little flip phones.
Uh-huh.
That did not have a camera on it.
Yeah, of course.
I was like, dang. But, my first 2 months I had a flip phone, no camera, nothing to document with except for a piece of paper and a pencil. So, I couldn't have sketched it. So
right.
It wouldn't have done justice.
Well, I mean, the only reason that I even have a smartphone or a computer or anything is because of boogers. Because, 5 years ago, I didn't have none of this. I mean, camera, anything, nothing. I didn't have like a regular cheap camera to take pictures with. I had a flip phone, that was it.
Yeah.
So.
Well. The booger had to be at least 10 foot tall. So I was talking to a guy that does the foot thing. He says that if there was a foot track at 20 inches or longer, it would have to be anywhere from 11.5 to 14 foot tall. I mean, that was outrageous. But I mean, how in the heck would you how in the heck would you not? How would you hide if you were that big? I mean, that's what gets me is how these creatures stay hidden that well.
Well, dude, it's you know as well as I do that it's a big place out there, and I mean, there's plenty of places for them to hide. In my opinion, that big or whatever, you can, especially in the summertime, dude. It's a jungle, and there's places over in Africa, Asia, or whatever. Elephants can move 10 yards from you and totally disappear in the brush, and that's an elephant.
Yeah, I think that's the truth. I mean, this is something I've got to ask you too. I mean, I've been meaning to ask you some of these questions. First time we ever really talked on the phone. Besides, one night I was kind of under the weather.
Yeah.
I made myself under the weather, but we won't talk about that. But how do you feel about maybe Sasquatch having the infrasound capability in the footpaths like an elephant?
I think there's something to it. I think that I had infrasound. I don't know if it was used on me or whatever. Maybe as a young booger wasn't doing it right, but I mean, it sounded just like a low drone from an airplane, we'll say. And I walked out because it was just odd sound. And I walked out and looked up for an airplane, and then I just happened to notice it was coming from the hillside up here where I used to do the gifting and all that. And it was just like there's nothing around here that should be doing that. But I mean, and I've talked to people that I trust and believe and Well, like Coombo Baker talks about it a lot. And he's, worked for friggin' NASA. And, he's got some good theories on it. So, yeah, I think there's something to it.
Yeah, I'm right with you on that one.
I mean, I think that if, I don't really think cloaking, it's a, you can cloak, like if you put on camouflage or get behind something, you're cloaking yourself. It's kind of like hiding. But honestly, as far as turning invisible, I don't think they turn invisible. But they might, infrasound or sound itself is a vibration. So if something's standing there and it's emitting and I'm just speculating here, this is nothing, just something I've thought about before. There's no way I can prove this or,
right.
There's really no way I can even poke this with a stick. But if I can't poke it with a stick, I ain't doing it. But sound is just a vibration. So if something's there, all right, you got air and you got water molecules in the air. If it's putting off a vibration, it's vibrating that water in the air or the air molecules itself, and that would cause a blurring effect. So that's just something I thought about. And I've looked up stuff on it. I'm not going to try to look it up right now or anything, but it's a possibility. I don't think there's any magic to them or what's the word I'm looking for? Paranormal or anything. I think they're flesh and blood, and I think if they do have something like infrasound or cloaking or whatever, there's some kind of science that would explain it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's been scientifically studied on elephants
and tigers.
But of course, we've got elephants and, like you said, the tigers too. And of course, we got that to study. But when it comes to studying something that people are not aware of, the scientific community is turning their back upon. That there's only a few in it left that are actually taking it seriously in the scientific community. Where do we go to study something that isn't there, and how do we know that it's not proved that there is that connection with the vibrations from them, maybe making our eyes shutter enough that we can't see them. I believe there's maybe...
Yeah, or the cameras vibrate something in the cameras where you can't see them.
Exactly.
Or the air, air, like I said, air has water around it. You can take a bass speaker and make water do some funky stuff with a bass speaker, vibrating that water. So,
I've done that. My eardrums can tell you.
Yeah, right.
I blasted my eardrums out years ago.
Yeah. Some Deep Purple or something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, let's go back to the stick thing. Where did you get that from, poking with a stick?
Well, buddy, you got to poke everything with a stick. You see a snake, you poke it with a stick. That's how you check it out. You don't want to stick your hand down there.
Yeah, I like to die laughing when I seen you comment on when I was making the casting. Yeah, poke with a stick.
Well, like the casting, you can poke it around with a stick and get your cast in there. I don't know. I've never had the want to cast anything. If I ever found a really good track that would make a good cast, I would probably do it then. Heck, I don't even know where to get plaster of Paris at. That video where you mixed it up is the first time I ever seen anybody do it. Matter of fact.
Well, don't do it that way.
Well, I know how not to do it now. So
I can tell you, wetter is better. Okay, what I was trying to do, it was probably within an hour and 30 minutes of getting dark. Excuse me. But it was probably an hour and 40 minutes before getting dark. And when I thought, okay, if I pour this track, it's going to take it probably an hour if I get it real soupy. So I thought, well, I'm going to make it as dry as possible.
Yeah.
I had the cast in the bag. I had the powder in the bag and had a hole in the bag and didn't realize it. And I poured the water over it and started mashing it up and started squishing out the side of the bag toward the camera. Got placed in that. And I kept going it, and I added a little bit too much water to it than what I wanted. Well, I go over to my bag, take out another little bitty bag of powder, and start dumping it over in there. Well, the whole time I'm doing this, I'm mixing it up, wishing it up, squishing it up. And then the next thing I know, I'm over here putting my sticks around the track where it won't run all over the place, which if I knew it was that gunky, I wouldn't even bother with that. But I go to dump it out, and then there's balls falling out. And they're hard as a dang rock already. So, lesson learned, wetter casting, probably will work a whole lot better than dough balls.
Well, let's get all technical and sciencey on it. What kind of consistency do you need for it? Do you need more of like you're making a biscuit consistency, or like you're pouring concrete consistency?
Not the concrete, because I think that was my basics on that one there. The making it kind of like a pasty look. Kind of what I was looking for.
Kimmy says pancake batter. That sounds about right to me too.
Yeah, well, I think pancake batter or a little bit less, maybe a little bit more watery to it, because I've seen, I've watched people do it probably 25, 30 times on YouTube, places like that, and on Facebook, and these people pour these casts out, and they got perfect prints, and here I am dumping out balls on my track. I'm like, oh my gosh, really?
Well, I mean, somebody's got to show people how not to do it, Tracy.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I'm all about that. I'll show people everything you're not supposed to do. Learn from my mistakes, for sure.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. There is a bowl, and there's a bowl and a baggie laying in the bowl and some plaster casts for my next trip. I'm going to go with the bowl this time.
Are you going to use a stick?
Right.
I think that's where you went wrong. You didn't use a stick to stir it around with.
Damn, I tried a stick.
Yeah, you did try a stick, didn't you? That's right. I was proud of you for that.
And that stuff was so daggone thick, it broke with every stick, if you remember.
Yeah. You need a better stick.
I need a green one.
But yeah, I mean, sticks are highly important. If you're going to poke around and poo, you don't want to use your finger, because then you're liable to scratch your nose, and that ruins your whole day, to be honest with you.
I like the hiking stick for poo.
Yeah, I use my monopod for my hiking stick now. I always packed around a hiking stick, but now I got that monopod. The only problem is, if you're trying to film with that, it seems to get hung up on every briar and bush there is.
All we can do is learn as we go. I mean, I've been learning for, I'm almost 43 years old, and I've learned something every year, at least one thing.
Oh yeah, I try to learn something every time I go out. Most of the time, I just learn where they're not at.
Yeah.
But the last couple of days, I've learned where they have been, and I've pieced together another part of the trail, and that's another thing that. Man, Google Earth is a great tool. It just keeps... honestly, it is, man. I've got a map on my area that I used to just put, like, where I found structures at. And if you follow those, I mean, you do pretty good just following the structures. And, not everything's a structure. But if you find one that's weaved together and just... I mean, you got to study up on them a little bit and say, well, what's the chances of this happened natural, or was it manipulated, or whatever. You can follow those and do good and keep your eye on the ground. And, you hunt, if you're deer hunting or whatever, you look for tracks, or you look for leaves that's been, went through recently. You can tell the wetter leaves or whatever, or rocks that been turned over. It's kind of hard to track. You got to pay special attention when you're tracking in all the leaf litter. But I kind of lucked up the last couple of days, and I had one step right in a big, I don't know where the pile of mud came from, but it stepped right in there and had at least 4 toes. Heck, it might have been a 4-toed booger, I don't know. But that was an awesome track. Well, both the tracks, the good ones I found, only had 4 toes in them, so maybe it's had a hammer toe or something. It wasn't shoving.
Oh, yeah. Can I comment on something that's going on the live chat here real quick?
Yeah. Anybody got any questions? Just question away. We'll either lie to you or tell you what we know.
But I'm going to tell you from experience, Kimmy, disorder, she commented X means not to enter here. And, I see there's not really Kim, and went through the X before. Yes, you can go through those X's. To most people, I think sometimes the Sasquatch will put an X up for themselves to remind them there has been humans through here a lot. Or there's a hunting stand.
I agree. I totally agree with that.
Huh?
I totally agree with that. One of the first structures I ever found was a huge X that was just placed up a couple of days later after I hung a tree stand. And it's happened several times since I put up tree stands. I don't think they're a do not enter or whatever. I really don't think that's what they are.
Yeah. And I'd be honest with you, when I see an X, it's like an invitation. I mean, I don't stop there at that X. I'll look in behind it, and most of the time you'll find something else, within 25 to 50 yards. You'll find something else that shows a marker of territory, too. And that right there is where I believe their boundary is to where they're going to go. So you're going to try to follow those breaks, those snaps, those twists, the trees, more X's or whatever. You're going to try to adventure on in a little further and a little further.
Yeah, because that's their path.
You're having activity.
That's a tall man trail. You follow the structures, like you said, the high breaks and stuff like that. That's their trail. And it's not like a game trail, like a single lane game trail. Their trails are wide. They don't take the same trail all the time, but they go right in the same area. But you'll find, you can walk through acres of property and not find a single structure, and then bam, all of a sudden you got them here, then you follow them down here, and they go like kind of like a stream or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like the means for water and food. Yeah, that's what Kimmy just said. A lot of them's the pointers and stuff like that points you down to a creek, a spring, just like you said. For the last 4.5 years, I have been studying it quite a bit, and I've actually got a video on the camera right now that I haven't downloaded yet from last weekend that where I'm measuring off the tree structures and measuring how long it is, how tall it is, and each individual stick part of that. So when I go on in, I'm going to see if there's anything similar or any kind of links that are the same from the first structure I find going into this area. And I think that's where we're missing something. We're missing something by how many sticks is placed, how many trees is placed into this structure, and stuff like that. So I'm trying to broaden my mind to wrap around something that is a possibility of being, they do it by, I don't think they just do it by quickness. Because if they threw something together, what message would that send? I think there has to be a message behind the tree structures.
Well, I'm going to go a totally different route on that, Tracy. And, you might be right, I might be wrong. Who knows? Nobody knows, right? Can we agree on that? We don't know. We don't know for sure. We can have ideas about it.
Right.
But I think a lot of the structures pulled down and stuff, I think that they're used for hunting, to be honest with you. I think that I've got videos on there that I call them kill boxes, and they'll be in saplings over, and what that does is, like, if a deer's walking down a trail and it's got saplings being over, trees being over, it's going to pay attention to that to maneuver around the obstacle course that's been put out. Then all of a sudden you'll have this big pile of stuff somewhere. And then you'll see a place in there where something stood or sit down or whatever, waiting for that deer to come by, and they either hit him with a rock, reach out, grab him by the leg, smack him up against a tree, or poke him with a stick or something. But I think they use them for hunting. Now, I do think there's some things, I call some things hangers, and I've noticed that around the house, and I think that's what it is just a stick up in, like, the tree, but it's, like, horizontal. I think that maybe that's humans are here, something like that. I could be totally wrong.
The horizontals I have found a lot on trails and roads, and I believe you're right on that.
Yeah, I've seen it like on road crossings and stuff. You'll see one on each side of the road.
Yeah, and they're facing each other. You know how the wind will come across a hill or a valley, down through a valley, and come across a road. And most of your trees are laid toward the road, like say the way the wind's blowing out of the northeast, northwest. And you'll see those trees laying down toward the road. And on the other side of the road, you'll see them laying away from the road. And yeah, you're right, because sometimes you'll find those pointers. You'll see them on the right side of the road, facing toward the road, and on the left side of the road, facing toward the road. Unless you're in an area where the wind comes from all the way around, which most of the areas I go to, the wind comes down the holler. So,
right.
Unless there's a big superstorm coming in from straight out the south, there should not be no tree facing that way. That young that was alive that got broke over. You gotta look at all the factors in that tree when it died. Was it alive when it got bent in that direction? Or uprooted. So
there's certain areas that I've been to that looks like they're just having fun. Like it's the family hangout. Maybe the young ones are jumping on these trees and swinging off of them. And heck, I remember whenever I was a kid, whenever we was just boys, we'd run down a mountainside and jump up into one of the little, not a sapling, but, about a 5-year-old tree and jump on them and swing down, then get on the next one and swing down. I think they're just having fun in some places.
Right.
Where the family unit stays, and then they'll post sentries out and all that. But yeah, some places just look like it's a playground.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, this area that I'm in right now, I even told something about the pine thicket is what gets me. It just looks like a good area. You could correct me if I'm wrong, but the pine thickets look like the perfect area, especially when there's so much laurel around for a young Sasquatch to be dropped off to learn a little bit by himself, to find like the parents that drop the kid off at daycare. Okay, he's got his little bit of dependence now. He's going to learn some dependence and being around others and playing well. So it's kind of like that with the Sasquatch. There's got to be these areas that the family trust.
Yeah.
Mom and dad trust to let their young'un go and learn how to be a squatch. I mean, it's got to be areas like it, because how do these young squatches grow up to be so dang stealth and unseen, just like their parents?
Right. I mean, I definitely think they've got areas they go to, and then I think they'll have an adult around with the younger ones or whatever. But like up Stinky Holler, I think it's one of the, right at the head of that holler where the spring head and there's like rocks and stuff up there. I think that's one of the areas that they go to as a clan, and then they'll send out their sentries or whatever. But, if you've got, say I've got 6 to 8 of them here, then that's a lot of calorie intake. So they're going to have to send out a few of them to go get food.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to get the groceries, but then do they leave them some to watch the kids? Maybe like a older sibling or something. I mean, I don't know. And that's the problem. I mean, you got a lot of false info out there, and we don't really have anybody that's got the money that it would take to, like you was talking about earlier. It's expensive to do this, to get out there and do this. I mean, it's very expensive. Even just to do it little like I am, and bought the camera and the phone, laptop. I mean, to put something on YouTube. I mean, people don't have to do this. I mean, I don't have to do it. I could just go out and explore it for me. You know what I mean? And all I need is my hiking stick. And
well, that's what it started out with me. It started out as trying to find my personal, the experience for my personal self.
Right.
And once I got hooked in with different groups, I'll be honest with you, I was in with Valley Bigfoot and Fred King, and I'm still in there with Daniel Benoit with the ECBRO, and different groups. And I thought, well, you know what I need? I need to find the people around here that are researching. So I came up with my own group, the New River Valley Bigfoot Organization on Facebook, and it's actually 4 years old.
Yeah, I'll put that in the link underneath this video too, so people can find it.
Cool deal. If you'll look on there, and you'll see the people that I have found in 9 counties that have been looking longer than me, and some not as long. And I put together this group, and we share all the information. We know all these areas where Sasquatches are and where they go, where they travel. We find footprints, of course. Now I found my first one in I don't know how long, for 2.5 years. And we got this data that we can share with each other, and eyewitness encounters and stuff like that we share with each other, that we might come away with something.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
It all started with personal notification of what these things are, and I actually got to see one. And it blew my mind. It changed the way I researched. And for all I know, I don't want to ever see one again. That's what scares me about finding that footprint up there last weekend. I don't want to see it. I just want to document it, because it's one of the scariest things I ever witnessed in my life. And hey, for everybody watching, go to my YouTube channel and scroll down to about the third video from the bottom, and you'll see how terrified I got that day.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Number one, I don't like Facebook that much. I'm hardly ever on it. What I do love is Messenger. And like I said, I started this channel to share with other people and to meet new people and to people that's, similar to me and has them on their property. And I've got Lady in the Woods. She's got them on her property. And Snow White Bigfoot. I mean, just great people that I trust. And we bounce ideas off of each other and share things that's happened and all that. And it's just, man, it's kind of shocking. A lot of the same stuff that happens here happens at their house. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to know you're not in it alone. And then we got another one, Patricia. She's got them at her property too.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it gets exciting at times, but it's not too bad. I mean, I've been come down. I'm 41 now. I've been come down here since I was born, and the first 36 years of my life, I had no idea these things were even here. So not much has changed, except for now I know that they are there, and they know that I know. So after that happens, it's kind of game on. I mean, they mess with you more, and they're curious and they're playful. And, I've never had any problems with them trying to hurt me or anything like that, but they like to play pranks. They like to hide something and watch the crazy man look for it.
Well, hey, now I'm gonna ask you a question. I know this is your YouTube channel, but when I first started following you, probably within about the first month, I just want to know, what do you think happened to those puppies? I mean, that bothers me to this day.
I think a wolf got them. A wolf or a coyote, whatever the heck it was, because it was seen right across the creek shortly around that time. And I had him in the cage. If you looked at the cage back on the video, that it was kind of pushed in on that one, and it didn't really have to be manipulated. But a canine's a smart critter too. But I think that might have been what got those pups. Now it could have been a booger, but I've got a camera right there, so I don't think it was. And the camera don't work, but
right.
But there was no real, I didn't see any tracks or anything around it or anything like that. But that's what I think got him. I mean,
well, now, I mean, it's me, but one of my first times I ever went out looking for a Bigfoot on somebody's private land, and it was a report that came to me. It was in White Top, Virginia. It's just south of here, probably 42 miles near the Carolina border. And they heard the screaming thing. Everybody in that community, the neighbors and everybody told me, this thing started screaming probably about mid-March, goes all the way up till June, the end of June. Well, okay, and I go up to this guy's property, and he showed me around. He said, I'm up here. I buried my dog over there, and we go over there and look, and the hole is empty. So I dug up his dog and drag it off. Well, I didn't drag it, but it was gone. We went on up on the property, and he said, it's been, mean, I was probably 7 years old. My grandpa brought me up here. That's the last time I've been up here. And we start walking up through there, and there was a deer laying there. It was completely, the neck was completely snapped, broke around. Its front legs were broke. And it looked like everything was gone except for the meat. The insides were gone. And it wasn't cut open like you would cut a deer. It was ripped. The flesh was ripped. And there was no claw marks, bite marks on it, nowhere. And that was my first report. And two or 3 weeks after that, I went back up there. And the guy said, this thing has came down here and took every dog we've got but one. And that was the one they had in the house.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind that they'll get dogs. And it could have been what got my pups. But
right.
And I know this is going to sound a little bit funny, but I think it's kind of like a respect thing. You know, I respect their territory. If I get too close, they'll let me know. Rocks will start being thrown or trees pushed down or whatever, and I'll back off.
Right.
The same way, if they get a little bit too crazy around here, I'll let them know. And I think, you know, I like to think that they didn't mess with my dogs. But there's no doubt in my mind that an older one that can't get around or injured one or something like that is going to go for an easy meal.
Right.
And like you was talking about the deer, I've had 2 deer, the full carcass of deer, bones and all, but the only thing left is bones and the skin still attached to it. All the meat is gone off of it. But, and I know a booger done that because I found tracks around the carcass. And I think both of them had their legs broke, a back leg broke, and the spinal cord broke on them. So, yeah. But, I mean, I don't trust them at all. You know, I'm not going to go up and pet one or anything like that.
Oh, heck no, I wouldn't. They're too damn big for that.
I mean, but...
that thing better hug you at the end of you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, it wouldn't be good. But, I mean, like my dog now, Bailey, I swear I think she's friends with maybe a couple of the younger ones or something. I mean, that's just how it seems to me. Could not be, but that's just how it seems to me. I mean, you know how a dog will act whenever you get home, get outside, wag its tail, and take off to you?
Oh, gosh, man.
She's done...
Yeah, every time I come in the door.
She's looked up in the heels and done that.
Really?
Yeah, right after a knock or something. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
I think she's buddies with a couple of the younger ones.
And is that why you use them like the little GoPro under Bailey sometimes? Is that...
Yeah, just to see. I mean, they don't work out very good because she's a little bit better with the camera than I am, but I can get the camera off the ground a little bit further than she can.
Right. Do you know they've got a mount for a dog you can put it over top when their heads are hunkered down low, like Saint Bernard. You know, dog on Saint Bernard dog, when it walks, his head's down. That's why the GoPro probably dragging it around. But they've got this little attachment you can put on it. At the harness, I think you've got a harness or a collar or some kind of a thing up. They've got this harness now that's got the GoPro on top of the dog. Because, some dogs walk with a little hunch and their tail wagging between their legs and their head down on the ground.
Yeah, I've seen that, but the problem with that is, you know how it is in these hills, there's just branches everywhere. I don't think that would last very good mounted somewhere at pie like that. You know, that would be good for a dog that would stay on a trail or something. But baby, she's just all over the place, and I would not have the GoPro if I had it mounted there. All I do is tie it around her neck. I got a couple pieces of that paracord, and I tie it around her neck. And I need to figure out another way where I can mount the camera in there. I got to turn the camera in my thing upside down, and I can't get to the button, so I have to turn it on actually before I put it in the.
Before you put it in.
Yeah, before I put it in there.
That problem with one of mine.
But I think what I'm going to do is drill a hole in it and put another something where I can tie on the bottom and make it like a harness where it'll, whenever she's going, it's going back and forth and flopping around on her chest. And that should steady it some. So I'll try that. That's just.
And I noticed she constantly moves the whole time you're out there too.
Oh Lord,
constantly into everything, falling down in the leaves and rolling around.
Oh, she loves to slide down a hill. she's silly. She loves to slide down hills.
Yeah, I love to watch her do that. She's having a good time boogering.
No, she's the happiest dog I think I've ever had. She's just happy-go-lucky, loves it.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, I've got things in mind. I mean, I'm really, really thinking about investing in FLIR, getting a FLIR, and like you was talking about going to the conferences and stuff. I don't do none of that. I mean,
Right.
what I'm trying to do basically is, you can have power of suggestion and somebody tell you this or that, like we was talking about the structures. I want to try to go from what I'm seeing, and I'll listen to other people and think on it. But like the structures, I mean, what it looks like to me is they're using them for hunting. There'll be the saplings over to distract a deer until a deer can, clear that sapling, jump over here. Then they can't go this way because there's trees right here and being over, so they got to go right by a blind. I mean, that just looks like hunting to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm wanting to do a little bit of traveling. I'm thinking about definitely going back down to Gatlinburg. That place is awesome. I'd love to go back over to LBL. Heck, I'd like to come over your way, Appalachian Trail or something like that. But, I'm done going to the beach and all that. I lived at the beach for 4 years, and I got my feel of that. So I'd just like to travel around a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
camping.
There's a lot of good people to talk to. You take the Ohio Bigfoot Conference, and that was the main attraction last year. I loved it because I got to meet y'all have all probably heard of Dr. Mildred. I actually had to meet and talk to him about the bone structure in the foot, and metatarsal breaks and stuff like that. And I remember like it was yesterday. But just to talk to those ones that are known, and they've been all around the country and talking about this, looking into the subject, talking to other people, and they've got a lot of insight. But that's like you said, the power of suggestion. But to talk to those people and get to know them one-on-one and find out, hey, this guy puts his pants on just like I do. He might have a good education. He might have a dang good job. But hey, and Cliff Barackman, off of Finding Bigfoot, I talked to him just like me and you're talking right now on the phone face to face. And this guy was so down to earth and smiled the whole time. And Photo Faye off of the Finding Bigfoot talked to him. It was just like talking to my best friend that I haven't seen like in 20 years. He remembered my report to the VFRO, and he talked about it with me. I talked to him about it. He said, "Man, you're right in the location. I believe they're there because we done our expedition down there back 2 years ago, and just keep up the good work and hopefully everything will hopefully we'll America will bring this to the foreground where it needs to be at, as far as protecting them. I think that's his thing. He wants to go protect it and learn more about them too.
Right.
But you get to learn the background from these people. And plus, I know you don't like Facebook. I started out on Facebook doing this, and I think Facebook has really brought Bigfoot and Little Booger and all this stuff even more to the foreground to everyone that looks into the subject than anything else.
Yeah, Facebook is good for things, but I guess I just had a bad experience getting in certain groups that was just, wow, really too far out there, and I didn't, what I know now, I definitely wouldn't go along with what they talk about. But and then just one of them was, all about him and stuff like that. I just, like I said, I got certain friends I follow on here, and then we talk amongst ourselves, and that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
And another thing about the conferences
I love doing this. Phone conversations and face-to-face conversations is great, and Messenger. But when you see it on Facebook, and sometimes it gets old. It really does, to see some of the things that goes on Facebook. That's why, you know, I do post in a lot of groups. And, of course, you know, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I didn't think a lot of people followed what Sasquatch is, but what we do. But you would not believe the people that look out for myself, yourself, Snow, Slauson. I mean, just.
Oh yeah, there's good. Well, your group is a good Facebook group, but you know, but what I'm saying is, there's some out there that it's all about them. You know what I mean? You shared, and you got other people in there, like you was talking about Daniel Benoit and Lancaster, Mr. Bill. You know, they're good. They're good people. They're, you know, but yeah, I just don't. I mean, I'll go in there and I'll check it out. I don't comment a whole lot or anything on it, but and like the same thing at conferences. I just don't like to be around a lot of people, to be honest with you. I live up a holler by myself, and I love it.
I'm like, my wife told me that I was like our dog, and I'm kind of backward than what you are. My dog can see a person outside and say, "People! Hello, people!" and they run outside and jump all over. Well, my wife compared me to my dog before.
Yeah. I mean, that's how my dad, he's a people person. He can talk somebody's ear off. Dad can, but I don't know. I just think not. You know, I just don't like big groups of people, and I mean,
yeah,
it's just especially in today's crazy world, you never know what somebody's going to do.
Well, after last night, yeah, I'll never go on that side of the mountain no more. After what my boy witnessed last night, so.
And what was that?
Huh?
After what?
My boy was coming back across one of the mountains over here, and a dude walked out and hit his windshield with a baseball bat.
See, people's crazy.
Up the road. Yeah.
Yeah, people's crazy. If somebody done that to me, they'd only do it one time.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. That boy was tore up, and me and my wife had collected several guns that was heading in that direction, but he called before we can actually get in the vehicle to head that way and said, "I'm 10 minutes out, I'll be home in this and that."
Right.
So yeah, he had a kind of a mind-blowing experience last night with a crazy man in the woods. It wasn't no Bigfoot either. It was a guy, somebody with a baseball bat, come off the bank, stop the Jeep, and he had to stop the Jeep, keep him hitting him, and he reared back with a baseball bat and took out his windshield on the passenger side.
Yeah, so. Exactly. People's ignorant, man. And like I was telling you earlier before we started this live stream, man, I think, you know, a lot of people's just dumbed down from, I'm going to say the elite. I mean, put fluoride in people's water. And, I mean, there's actually a thing out now. I seen this the other day. Kids taking the Tide Pods. A friggin' to wash your clothes with, and they're eating them.
Yeah, eating them.
What the heck is wrong? You know, dude, come on, really? But I mean, I think there's people out there that just want to be destructive that gets people doing stupid stuff like that.
Yeah, and how stupid can you be?
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think people are getting dumbed down by fluoride in the water or the stuff they're putting in food and hormones and all that, and it's just it's crazy.
Yeah, it is. People's gone nuts. They really have.
Yeah.
But, you know,
I mean, I did stupid stuff whenever I was a kid, like I was talking about earlier, swinging down the mountain. That's about as far as I ever went with it. We used to catch big tires. I shouldn't even tell this, but I'm going to. We used to, those big, like an end loader tire. We had a garbage dump up there behind up the holler, and they had an old strip job up top, and they had a bunch of old tires. And they had like a strip job, and it goes down in like steps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we would take and put gas on tires, light them on fire. That was the coolest looking thing ever, man. But there's no houses or anything it could have hit, and they would hit the pond down the bottom. It's nothing I would do nowadays just because I know better. But I wouldn't eat no Tide Pod. But yeah, we used to do ornery stuff as kids. I guess, you know, all kids do it, but man, I don't think as a kid I would ever eat a Tide Pod. That's just ridiculous.
I mean, that would be like taking, pretty much Drano and taking a sip of it, you know?
Yeah, here, drink some of this battery acid, man.
Drink some of this battery. Battery
as
acid.
A dare. I mean, it's stupid.
Yeah. That's what this crazy world we live in has come to pretty much, is people don't know what they're doing to themselves when they do something.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I done the ice bucket challenge. That was about the hardest thing I've ever done as far as video wise.
I've never done that.
Ice and water and pour it on yourself. But it was for a good cause.
No, I hear that. I mean, well, but yeah, that's just ice water being dumped over you. So that's, that's not eating a Tide Pod. I mean, that's not going to kill you unless maybe, I don't know, I'd probably have a heart attack if I tried it. But
I'm going to be some arm racing. I'm going to have hypothermia in 97-degree weather.
Right. But yeah, I don't know. Just don't know, man. Well, Bub, anything else you want to talk about, or anybody got any questions?
Shout out to everybody watching this YouTube channel. And right here you see what you get. Rick's got a lot going on, I believe, and he's a good down to earth guy, and keep on watching, because you never know what you're going to see on this channel. I mean, it's just a matter of time before possibly one screws up in front of Rick, and he's going to get it. And as far as DNA stuff like that, I know you probably keep your eyes out for hairs and stuff like that, and I know you found probably bear hairs and coyote hairs.
Oh, I do. I mean, I like today I've crossed a fence line, and I think that's like Snow White. She's found all kinds of hairs, and I would love. Who would you send them to, though? I mean, I've got a guy down in Florida that I've sent a hair to before, but it turned out to be a coyote hair, and how in the heck a coyote hair got where I found this at, I have no idea. But I mean, until mainstream science gets involved, and I mean, I just don't know how you would get anything done by sending in DNA.
Right.
I just soon poke with a stick and go on. I mean, and I dang sure ain't going to pay nobody to do some DNA. Number one, I ain't got the money to do it. And number two, if it comes up unknown whatever, they're just going to bury it. So there's that. But I mean, I do keep my eye out. I think it would be cool. I've never found a really good hair that I would say, well, I have no idea what this came off of. But yeah, I mean, I don't cast tracks. I don't even know where to buy plaster of Paris. Where you go to Lowe's or something to get that?
I bought mine at Walmart. It was actually I think it was like $8 or something for a shoot. It's probably around 3.5 to 4.5 pound bag, and that bag, I mean, back when I was trying to cast the other tracks, I mean, that one box would do possibly 2 tracks, 2.5 tracks. So best thing to do is get 2 boxes of it and be ready for at least 3 tracks. But you can find it at Walmart where I bought the plaster Paris.
Right.
And they've got it at Michael's and different stores have got them, but some stores don't carry it at all.
I might keep my eye out for it. I don't know if I'd buy it or even pack it around. Shoot, you're already packing everything in the world around out in the mountains.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just soon take a picture. But if I ever do come across a good one, I'd like to have some in stock to get it. I mean, I guess that would be something to show your grandkids or put on your fireplace mantles. I don't know what do you do with them.
There you go. I mean, but the thing about the DNA and stuff, if you think about it, there's no proof of Sasquatch existence because there's not a body. There's no way to tie any DNA, such as hair, even footprints, to a body because there's none there. Everything is insufficient. It cannot be linked to anything. So my goal this year was to anything else I find, I'm not going to send it off. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it till the day either I die and I pass it on to my youngin and say, okay, now if they come out with this, if they find this creature, here's the evidence that I've collected. I'm going to keep it. I think we need to keep it until they do have something to put it to, because you're throwing away your DNA, giving it to people that's going to put it in a file somewhere that's going to get lost.
Yeah.
Or be thrown away.
Well, I mean, I think that they have found bodies, and I think that people has got DNA and seen it off, but, you know, what's come of it? I tell you something, I mentioned this the other night, and I'm going to say it again, but L.A. Marzulli, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it or whatever, but February the 2nd, he's going to, he's been down in South America and Catalina Islands off of California and different places, but anyway, they've got a bunch of DNA on these elongated skulls and giants. So I'm interested in what's, and February 2nd, I think he's doing something maybe on YouTube or whatever to show that to the world. But, yeah, I don't know. And then, I mean, you've had a couple DNA deals with the boogers. They had, what was it, Nabs or whatever, had that deal with Melba Ketchum. And, you know, that never went anywhere because what happens if, and I recently, I'm on the video I did where the booger pecked on my window in the middle of the night, and I got up and went out in the yard, and I actually think I might have got two on film at night. But I disabled the comment. You know, that's probably my best video that I've actually, that's one I would say that I've got at least one, maybe two filmed in that video.
Right.
But you get good proof like that, and all you get is negative comments. I disabled the comments on that video. I got tired of looking at them. I mean, it was getting to where I'd get 5 or 6, and just people just being downright rude and cussing and saying all this, you know, it's just got crazy. So I disabled the comments on it.
Right.
It's either that or take it down. I was about ready to take it down. I mean, I don't care. I'm just showing what's going on around here. That's all I'm doing. I'm not trying to make a name for myself. I went forever without, you know, letting anybody know my name or, you know. I try my best not to put my location out. You know, people say, well, why don't you talk to your neighbors around here and all that? And the reason I don't do that is because I don't want nobody messing with me. You know what I mean? This guy thinks Bigfoot's around his house, and, you know, they probably got him around their house too, but then they come over here and messing around with me. You know, right now I don't have that. You know, next year I might have that. The word might get out. I mean, you know, my channel's getting bigger, and in a way it's good, but you know, I'm reaching more people, but in another way it's not so good because I'm reaching more people.
Yeah, the problem is, you know, I've noticed that here lately too, you know, just in the last few days, there is people out there, I mean, now don't get me wrong, I know there's people out there interested in Bigfoot, but they don't believe it. I mean, I do get that. But someone to come to a channel, such as yours or anybody else's, and just be a troll and telling you, oh, you know,
right,
you're full of crap, you know, shut up, you know, you need to take your channel down, it's full of BS. And that right there is why I do it. Because, you know, if it wasn't for the hate, yeah, they're watching you. You know, they're watching you, or they wouldn't see you. So, I mean, if something Bigfoot brought them there, or Woodbugger brought them to your channel, and they come on your channel and they're subscribed, and then they come in there and comment all these bad things about your videos and what you're doing wrong and all this stuff, and they're not sharing information. They're not. You know, they're not looking into the full video from the beginning to the end.
No.
And they're just throwing out a comment just to be seen on your channel.
And that's what I tell people is to research the researcher and go back and look. You know, anything I put up, if I get something good, I'll try to debunk it. Like the one I had out in the yard, I did 2 or 3 different videos on that, trying to debunk it.
Right.
I don't know why this is blocking everybody's comments, but anyway.
What the heck is this?
I don't know. I think it's where they said subscribe, and maybe I put that one dude in timeout. I mean, that's, you know, somebody said something about type 888 to subscribe to my channel, and I know if you haven't done it, blah, blah, blah. You know, I've never once asked for anybody to subscribe to my channel. You either like what I'm doing or you don't. If you don't, you don't have to be rude about it. Just go on about your business. Don't go away mad, just go away. You know, I'm just, dude, and that's what I appreciate about your channel, or like Lady in the Woods, or Snow White Bigfoot, or, you know, there's like I said, there's only a few people that I follow, and it's people that I trust that, you know, have been honest.
Really?
Once I figure out your line, man, I'm done with you. I don't care if you get the best footage ever. I'm still going to question it, and that sucks. It really does.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I mean, I'm not knocking. I mean, he may be watching this. Maybe Claudia is watching this, Claudia Agley. But I'm not going to, go into a lot of detail. But I think we talked about this before too. Todd Standing, and some of the video evidence he has, I do believe. But there's a few things that I'm not seeing that is real about that. But who says that, I believe he has hopes to get the right people in the area where he does have Sasquatch in. But,
right. Well, I mean, I'm sure his area does have it. And, I don't know enough about him. I'm not going to say one way or the other. If his stuff is real, then he's got good video. If it's not, then shame on him. And it's up to the individual to decide because we don't know. I mean, we had Meldrum and the fellow that just passed, what was his name? Bindernagel. He had them there, so, and, they're good, respected people in the community. But, I can't say one way or another about him. I'm just talking about people that I know lies. that I know.
Right.
And I don't say that lightly. I'll look into somebody and, if they contradict themselves or they just put it straight up, try to trick you, then I don't think that's any good.
But Todd Standing, I believe him. I believe he's got Sasquatch there. I really do. I believe he had to do a little hoax and to get the right people in there with him. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I trust him. But, whatever he's got. And if they come out there with the right evidence, okay, I'm behind him 100%. But there's too much snow on the mountain, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And, for me to really, get behind him right now. But have you seen anything about what he's doing about taking going in the court system and suing the game and fishery departments of California and up in Canada?
Yeah, and there's actually another gal that's doing that right now, and she was on Brian Sullivan's show, his last show that he had up, and I've listened to a lot of it. I ain't heard it all yet, and she's actually suing the California. I don't know why would somebody sue California? They ain't got no money. Number one, which I don't think she's doing it for the money anyway.
No, she's
but
not. It's the same person I'm thinking about. Claudia Agley. She is a good friend of mine, and I'm actually I bet she's been on the show already. But she was on she's supposed to be on tonight on the East Bureau podcast tonight. But
oh yeah.
I'm gonna be having her on the show very soon. Maybe right before they go to court, but I believe that this may work. It's not about the money.
Well, I hope it does.
About
people ought to know
existence of a creature that exists. And once it passes in California, well, where's the next step? Washington, Oregon, New Mexico, Idaho. A very good possibility of Minnesota because they're there.
Well, they're all across the United States.
Yeah, it's going to go world. It's going to go countrywide.
Well, I think it's good, man. I think that there's things in place right now. Anyway, I think that's what the national parks are all about is boogers, and but yeah, they're clear across the United States. I think they've been sighted in every state except for maybe Hawaii, and who knows, they might have some kind of hula booger out there.
Yeah. Hey, look who joined us, sir. It's Snow White.
Snow White. She's been doing some of her fancy editing. I love her. But, yeah, I think it might be a good thing to get these things in court. And, at least it gets more people's eyes on them. And if they can show some good evidence, then God bless them.
That's right. That's right.
Because I think people ought to know. That's, like I said, that's why I got my channel up and going, is because, these things are real and they're around people's house. And here's what's going on here. Maybe you got it too. And lo and behold, I've met quite a few people that have them around their house. And, You know, there's certain things that people talk about that you know that they're not BSing you.
Yeah.
So there's that. I mean, there's certain things that happen around houses, and it happens here, and it happens up in Ohio, and it happens down in Arkansas, and it happens, you know, all over. So, yeah, they're around. They're closer than people think, and people ought to know about them because, like we was talking about a while ago, an older one or a sickly one that maybe the clan's moved away from them. They still got to eat. You know, they might have a broke leg or something, can't get around good. Well, you know, a human would be an easy target. Somebody that, you know, happy-go-lucky out in the woods just looking at birds or whatever, and all of a sudden they're a booger snack. You was talking about being on the Appalachian Trail. Well, there's a lot of missing people come up on the Appalachian Trail.
Yep, 411. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something going on here at Whitfield because, it's not good, but I know there's several people who's missing here in the last 2 or 3 years, and a lot of them young.
Oh yeah.
And them are the people that are vulnerable. They're outlaw, they're king of the hill, and boom, they're gone.
Yeah. Well,
most of these kids have money.
And, you know, I'm not saying that, you know, these 411s is all Bigfoot or whatever. You know, like we was talking about earlier, there's plenty of crazy people out there, so that could happen too. I mean, there's a lot of evil in this world. And I'm not saying Bigfoot's evil. I think Bigfoot's just a critter. And, you know, you don't really, I probably don't know wrong from right, same as a wolf or whatever. You know, it's just out making a living. But there's people that know wrong from right, and a lot of them's on the wrong side.
Yeah.
Just sick stuff happens. Crazy.
Well, I tell you, all right. I'll see you at 11 o'clock, and I'll see my wife for to go bed.
You better get in bed before you get whooped. She's liable to take a stick to you.
Yeah, I might get hit with a big old sticker in a minute.
All right, Tracy. Well, brother, you be good. Y'all check out his channel, Bigfoot Sasquatch Outlaw. He's on Facebook. What is it? New River Valley Organization on Facebook?
Yeah, the New River Valley Bigfoot Organization and Bigfoot Sasquatch Outlaw on YouTube.
There you go. All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you calling.
I appreciate you, Rick, and thank you very much for letting me have a little bit of your time out there on the porch.
Ain't no problem. I got my nappy, and I'll be up for a while now. All right, bub. You have a blessed night. Have a good weekend. Get out and film a booger.
I'm always right.
All right. Good night, buddy.
All right. Good night, buddy.
Tracy Arnold, y'all. Bigfoot Sasquatch Outlaw. He's a good, honest researcher. I mean, he don't have all the answers. None of us do. But at least he's straight up and honest about it. He's good to watch on YouTube. So, that's that. Y'all give him some love, like, share, and subscribe to him. Not sure what the deal is with YouTube, but I mean, it seems like they're all the time putting some kind of rules and regulations and all that on it. But, you know, I've talked to Tracy on Messenger a lot, and he's a good guy, good family man, and he's straight up. There ain't no lying to him. So y'all check him out. So anybody got any questions? I was having a good time. Who else wants to call? I haven't really been in the chat looking too much. I've tried to keep an eye on it, but I'll put the links down in the description of this video. Lady, I just don't know what to say to you there, dear. I don't know where you've been for the last hour and a half. Are you going live, lady? Is that what you're saying? My day was good. I had a good day. It rained earlier today, and I sat around and I watched Tracy's video, and that was just awesome, man. Just such a good idea, and I wished I could do it here with the live feed. And I hope his data, I hope you don't get a big bill for going live for 2 hours. I know YouTube eats your data up on your phone. I had to actually go up to another plan that costs the same. It's weird. It costs the same with Verizon, but you get more data or whatever, but you have to sign up for a certain plan and blah, 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 whatever. Y'all suck. And it'll all be unlimited. Whenever I had that pay phone, you know, you just bought your minutes, you was unlimited, but I couldn't go live on it. And the phone I got now is a little bit better. But anyway. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. If you can't poke it with a stick, it ain't worth doing. But yeah, I got out and I found another more rocks today. I was showing pictures of them earlier. That's the ice cave. I'll probably get on here and mess something up real quick. I've got so much video. Oh, where was the pictures I took today? It was the old ones. I'd have to get on Messenger to show the ones that I took today. That's the one I found yesterday, but I found some today. And I found some more tracks, and I've got video of the tracks and all that, and I've got all kinds of videos, and man, I hate to not put some of them up because I had boogers around me. I mean, I had very fresh tracks, and it just, I don't know. Got a t-shirt. I'm not sure what y'all's talking about t-shirts. I've got some old t-shirts I can sell you, though. Yeah, the Moonshine Cave, it was cool on, I'll pick on Jeremy for a second. I sent some of the pictures to him. This is one of the rocks I found today, and he didn't go back. He drew this red line and asked how far back it went. That's one of them. Then he said this kind of looked like a face, and what that is an old giant that had his head poking out of a turtle shell, and he got fossilized. So that's what that is. I got to see a few pretty things today. This ain't the best picture in the world. This rock face went on around, and this was the next holler over from Stinky Holler. I found a place where they went across the fence line and was checking it out. So that's a couple of the pictures I got today. I haven't even got my videos from today on my laptop yet. Yes, I've looked at Mud Fossil University. That's who I was kind of poking at. I don't think that the island of Crete used to be a giant. I'm sorry. I just don't believe that. Or Italy is a boot that's fossilized. What are y'all talking about? T-shirts? No one believes it. Okay. Daryl, do you have like videos on your channel? I'm sorry, I don't know this. I've got all kinds of old t-shirts, lady. That's what I said. I'll mail you some if you need some. I've got all kinds of old t-shirts. You do, Daryl? Well, I'll check them out. I didn't know that. The ones that I'll be selling has holes in them. Other than the 4 that's supposed to be there. I can write whatever you want on them. $50 a piece. How's that sound? Buy one, get 10 free. All kinds of them. I'll write poke it with a stick on it or whatever you want. Alright, y'all. I'm going to end this video. I'll walk outside. I'll go live, wing chatters, whatever. I got in today and got my belly full and then took a nap, so I'm awake now. That was fun with Tracy. I appreciate him calling. If y'all ain't subscribed to him, go ahead and subscribe. I'll put the links underneath this video later, and you can subscribe to him. That's a pretty cool effect there, ain't it? I'm not sure why it's doing that. Alright, guys. I'm going to end this one. It's been over an hour anyway, but I'll go live again. I'll walk outside. We'll go live again. See if anything's going on outside. Alright. Y'all have a good night. God bless. Join me in a minute.